Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we're going to show you how to use that crock pot for even the most delicious appetizers. This is one that you can do early in the morning. There's a lot of prep that can be done ahead of time for a really great crock pot buffalo chicken dip. So let's get started. Alright, so I have my liner for my crock pot sitting close by because y'all know I don't like to wash dishes. So we're going to mix everything in that liner. So in a small bowl, we're going to mix up and make our own homemade ranch seasoning. So that's going to be the very first thing we do, and this makes a good bit, so we only use 2 tablespoons of it in the recipe itself, so you can totally put it in a little jar and keep it to use for other things. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. That's our first step. Then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of dried dill. And this comes out kind of fast, so I'm having to be particular. But the dill really is what makes the ranch taste like ranch. And if you didn't know that, now you do. All right, and now we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Two teaspoons of onion powder. And I'm making sure I have everything out if you hear me being quiet. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. 1 teaspoon of dried chives. The chives also make the ranch. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Now we just mix all that up. And it's going to look heavy on the herbs, and that's fine. Because all of our dry ingredients are like at the bottom. And if you have any little clumps in like your garlic or your onion powder, that's fine. Now I like the smell of it and just make sure that it's how I want it. And it is, and now we're going to set that reserved over to the side. So now I'm going to get my crock pot liner, and then we are going to start mixing everything together. All right, so in a large crock pot liner, I have a 6 quart. This can be done in a 4, it's fine. It'll just be thicker on the bottom if your crock pot is round. We are going to start mixing all of our ingredients together. So we have 2 cups of cooked chicken that I've shredded ahead of time, and some is shredded better than others, so I'm just going to go through and make sure that even my big hunks are shredded nice and neat. Sometimes when I do this with a hand mixer or with 2 forks, I'll still have some chunks in there, and see, we want this nice and shredded, real kind of stringy. All right, so we have our chicken. That's 2 cups of cooked chicken that we're adding in. Then we're going to add in 1 block of softened cream cheese. I'm just going to add him in directly. Then we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle that right over the top, kind of to evenly distribute it. Then 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. If I can get it open. Having an off day today, if you can't tell already. So there's 1 cup and 2 cups. And then about a half a cup of hot sauce. We like Crystal, but feel free to use whatever brand that you prefer. And I know that seems like a lot of hot sauce, but we have a lot of area to cover. We have all that cream cheese, we have all that cheese, and we have all of that chicken. 2 cups of chicken, 2 cups of cheese, and then 1 cup, or goodness gracious, 8 ounces, or yes, 1 cup of the cream cheese. So I'm just going to take the back of my spoon and just start to squish that cream cheese around, because that's kind of our binder. And then we're going to fold in the chicken and the cheese until all of it is well incorporated. And you might have to just kind of squish that cream cheese down into it a little bit more. There. Good. We got it all mixed up nice and neat. Now I'm going to take that ranch mixture that we just made, and I still have some clumps in there. We'll just try to avoid those. And we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of it and just sprinkle it right over the top. And look at all that I have left over. So I'm going to pop that into a little jar and keep it. Then we're going to give it another mix. Make sure we get all those seasonings in there all nice. And then I'm just going to take the back of my spoon and spread it out in an even layer. Now, if you wanted to, you could sprinkle a little more cheese on top of this, but you certainly don't have to. There's 2 cups of cheese in there. There's plenty. It's going to be good and cheesy. So we'll get that kind of worked out into a single layer. Now we're going to cover this and put it into our crock pot, and we're going to cook it on low for 1 to 2 hours. So at 1 hour, I'll check it. And if it starts to brown around the edges and it's bubbly in the middle, then it's probably ready. Depending on how thick your crock pot liner is, this one's pretty thick. It may take longer, but not any more than 2 hours. Everything, or the chicken that we put in here, is already cooked. So you're just heating this all the way through and getting it to a nice bubble. So we're gonna pop it over here and watch it for an hour or 2, and then we'll be back to show you the finished product, and you will not want to miss it. So stay with us. Hey everybody, we are back. We have finished probably about a 1.5 hour cook time on our crock pot buffalo chicken dip. So let's take a look. It's perfect. All right, here you see my edges are nice and brown. It's all bubbly in the center. And y'all, you can serve this with vegetables. You can serve it with chips. I like it with, oh my goodness, would you look at that? I love it with just these pork skins. It is fabulous. But you have a nice color and caramelization. It's all good and cheesy. And it is just the perfect appetizer, hands-free. All you had to do is take some leftover cooked chicken and add some really yummy ingredients to it and pop it in your crock pot, and that left you available to do other things. That's my favorite kind of cooking during busy times of year. So let's try it. It's hot. Creamy. Spicy, but not too spicy. And delicious. That pop of that homemade ranch at the end, it really mixes well with that hot sauce. And y'all, it wouldn't be buffalo chicken dip without the hot sauce. So if you're not a fan of hot things, just try to find a hot sauce that you can tolerate, because the pairing of the hot sauce with that homemade ranch seasoning is perfect. Low carb too. If you're trying to watch your carbs, have this with some raw vegetables or with pork skins. You can't go wrong. It's a perfect snack that you don't feel like you're missing anything. So if you need an appetizer to take to a gathering and you're watching what you're doing, this is a good idea to take with you. So this recipe, like all of our others, can be found over at thebutteredhome.com. We would sure appreciate a visit from you over there. We work real hard on all of our content. That's always free to you. You can go in and you can print out a nice recipe card, and there's room in the margin for you to make notes and add to or take away and make this your own. Also, if you're not already, make sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a really good time and we want you here for everything that we're doing. So make sure you check us out everywhere we are. And as always, if you want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. So, I'm excited watching my carb intake right now, and after coming off the holidays, and this is perfect for everything we've got going on this weekend. And I'm gonna tell everybody that this is mostly mine. They can have everything else. I'm just kidding. I'll share. Mama taught me to share. So we hope that you try this and you love it as much as we do. And as always, from the buttered home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.